Give me a second here to set this up. Pop the chat out. Put it up here with the stream window. Can you guys let me know if the mic levels are good? Is my volume too low or too high? Let me see if I can turn that up a little bit. There we go. I guess that'll work. If anything, I'll just turn the game capture down, but I've already got the music silenced in game anyway because copyright and all that jazz. And I just noticed my subscription thumbnail is actually covering up my camera. That's inconvenient. Let me move that. I will actually not be on long today because I have to be to work tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. that is. You know how that goes. Us working folks, not a full-time streamer. But I can do a couple of things because as you can see on screen here, I've only been on 2K26 for a total of 13 minutes of playtime, and I've already completed the base of Ethan Ulrich and Christian Phoenix. If you saw the photos on my Twitter account. Well, there you go. Exactly, FM. The grind is real. But in case you haven't seen what I got so far, thank you, Ricky. Yeah, it's good to be back on the stream here. And Oh yeah, I gotta move the Twitter tab down low so you can see it here. A lot of navigation here. I'm working with two screens, so you know it's a little disorientating. Trying to mouse up from the top screen to the bottom screen while looking at a different screen. Anyway, hold up. What am I doing? I'm freaking tripping. I can just show it to you in game. Why am I showing thumbnails? But before I do that, I do gotta rant a little bit because everybody has been ranting, and rightfully so, about this BS that you see on screen right here. The freaking ringside pass. This is, how do I put it without sounding too belligerent? Yes. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you. But this is a disgrace, is what it is. Now, I say this having bought the the Monday Night Wars edition because that has the most content. It actually has stuff that I need. So I've kind of already bought into the machine here. But that being said, I've also said from like last year that this was going to be my last year of CAW creation and of buying WWE games. This thing right here, I might not be the only one to do that, because this shit right here is an insult. And I was watching videos, and apparently some of the developers at 2K are kind of retaliating, specifically to the grind. I don't want to call it exploit because it wasn't an exploit, but the thing that players were doing to get their XP on the pass faster, which is like, going in and doing quick submissions against some of the weaker wrestlers in the game. So they go ahead and patch that to where now a match has to last more than 60 seconds to even get the maximum XP for the pass. And then they also gave you like 20% more game. But the point is that you can't just, spam submissions, win match, restart, repeat. Now you got to actually put a little time in, like mess around and such. And of course, I find it funny that they go ahead and patch that almost in a day or two, but yet we still apparently have this issue with the community creations to where you can't share PS5 creations across to Xbox and PC. So we're still waiting on that fix, which is a pretty big deal because, only PlayStation players will be able to access my CAWs or anybody's CAWs that makes on PlayStation specifically until they fix that. And we don't know when that's going to happen because they've said that they're investigating and they'll have more news when it is that they find a fix. But yet they were able to fix the XP thing for the battle pass that people were paying money for almost instantly. That is, you can't be more suspect than that, to be 100% honest with you. And the thing that is even most insulting to me about this is the wording that you see on your screen right here from the description of Season 1 of the Battle Pass, which says, unlock the ability to earn El Hijo del Vikingo and Psycho Clam, Flammer, Mystery Iguana, such like that. That wording right there, unlock the ability to earn, you should find absolutely insulting because you're not unlocking the characters. You're unlocking the ability to earn the characters. Like, who worded this? Like, who on their PR or marketing team, thought that it was a good idea to make it sound like that? It's like that. That sounds like you earned the ability to spend $500 on a first date with a chick. Like, okay, that's that's a privilege. That's supposed to sound like a prize to me. No, no, no. You're like, I'm giving you another example. Like, you buy a training course or something like that for, like, say, art. You know, you want to learn how to draw better or something like that. You buy the training course and you expect to get the information on how to do the thing that you bought the training course for. Like, you think that this guy's going to teach you how to draw better or color better or something like that. But instead, the training course is telling you, oh, you're going to have to get this thing and that thing and buy Procreator. You're basically spending money to have somebody tell you that you have to spend more money. And no, this makes no sense. This is like an insult. It's a disgrace. And as Charlie says here, and to be honest, some of the yeah, it is. Like, you're getting on the free track all of the stuff that you would have normally unlocked with the booster, the super boost in previous games, like your Bret Harts and your Undertaker, and not Undertaker, but all the legends, Bret Hart, Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, stuff like that. I think you have to get to level, was it 15 or 14 on the pass to unlock Bret Hart. So if your favorite wrestler is Bret Hart, you can't play as your favorite wrestler out of the box. You have to go through 14 tiers of the season pass in order to unlock him. Like, there is no way that this goes over well with anybody. And if you watch videos of all of the YouTubers who cover WWE games, they're all saying the exact same thing. And I've seen quite a few of them say that this is going to be their last WWE game. Because if they think that they're going to do this next year, then they better be expecting fewer pre-orders and stuff like that, because nobody's going to buy into this nonsense. Okay, so it's 20 tiers for Bret Hart, and it's like not a good move, guys. Like, this is just, it's terrible. It is the worst possible move that they could have did for a game like this, because a game like this doesn't need a battle pass. I think I said it in one of my videos. This is closer to a fighting game than it is a live service game. Like, this isn't freaking Destiny or Call of Duty or something like that. This is a one and done sports game. Bad enough you have the freaking My Faction, which is basically the ultimate team type thing that they do in FIFA and Madden and all that. But then you want to add to it a battle pass. It's like, boy. I hope heads roll for this, especially the developers who are going on Twitter and saying, like, oh, well, people were just trying to circumvent the system. Like, how about you don't put the system in there in the first place? That would have been a good idea. Yeah, like I just had to get that off of my chest because the only reason why I got this was because of the 200 slots and the 1,000, images and the improvements to the gameplay, the AI settings and all that stuff that pertains to the creation port. That all is awesome. But all of that gets superseded by the fact that you have to buy a battle pass in order to unlock the shit that you normally would have just bought to unlock it. Like you buy it, you have it. Now you buy it, but you have to earn to get it. And you're going to earn it as fast or as slow as 2K wants you to earn it so that you can be on the game longer so that they can say to their shareholders, look at how awesome our game is. I said this in a video, the last one that I made, to make it so that it looks like everybody is playing the game for hours because it's so amazing when it's actually they're playing it for hours because that's what they have to do to unlock the stuff that they want to use. That's some shady shit. And it's going to bite them in the ass. Mark my words. That being said, as I already alluded, I've already completed, well, sort of completed, 2 guys so far. Uh, just the base appearances. I'm probably going to change a few things up before I actually upload them to community creations. But yeah, yeah, that too. Also, Charlie, like it will cost you $80 to skip. That's really right there what it is that they're gunning for. They're assuming that people are just going to skip the tiers because they want the stuff and they don't want to spend how many hours on like 200 something matches. And that's just for this season. There's going to be 6 of them. So take that $80 and times it by 6. And you're basically doubling over the amount that you would have spent on the Monday Night Wars edition, which is $150. Like, there needs to be something done about this shit. Like, some government intervention, because this type of business model is just bad on all accounts. Yeah, yeah, Chris, it is like that. College football, like there is no place for that in this type of game. Like if it's Fortnite or if it's Call of Duty or if it's like a first person shooter or like, Arc Raiders or Hell Divers or anything, that's fine. That is okay because those games are not going anywhere. You're not going to see Fortnite 2027. It's still Fortnite. It's still the same Fortnite it was when it launched. But this is like you're going to have a new game next year. So what if you didn't get everything from last year on the battle pass? And then plus you have to be online in order to get the XP. I don't understand that part at all. Like, so when they sunset the servers, then you're not going to be able to get XP on the battle pass that you paid money for. Like, they're going to get sued for this shit. Like, I'm telling you, somebody is going to file a lawsuit because this is extortion. Pretty much, this is like robbery. But okay, on a lighter note, uh, we got Ethan Ulrich here. And like I said, I might do something different with the tights. Not sure. But he does look good. See what you guys are saying? Yeah. Why go down that route? Because it's the money. Flat out. Plain and simple. It's the money. Yeah, I've looked at some of the hairs and stuff. Haven't looked at the attires, but and it's like if you didn't get the stuff from the island and you were to upload that CAW to Community Creations, anybody who didn't like, how is that working? You can't download it because you didn't unlock it in the island. Like, make it make sense. Somebody make it make sense to me because there is no wording that they can come up with that is going to be it just it doesn't sell. I don't buy it. Ricky, are you still using your old design? Yeah, everything is the same stuff that I have used to create him. All the assets for the tattoos, logos, same stuff since I started making them. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I will, however, be changing some designs on certain cause. So just depends on who it is. Yeah, I mean, that right there, Charlie, has been something that's always been the case. Like if you would use a part from a core, not core, a wrestler from a DLC pack, that restricts that for anybody who doesn't have that DLC. But that's different because it's paid content. You just have to buy the pack to have the stuff to be able to download the character. Now you have to play the island to unlock the stuff. And it's just added time on the game playing something that you might not necessarily want to play, which is kind of an insult. It is not respecting it's not respecting your time. I give you an example of an equivalent to that from Destiny 2 because this is something that they used to do, but now they stopped doing like a couple of years ago, where you would have these quests for certain exotic items like weapons and armor and stuff like that, or even like bounty quests, where a part of it required you to engage in the PvP side of the game, and not too many people wanted to play PvP. There's a big portion of that community that doesn't play PvP. They don't wanna, but you're forcing them to go and play that in order to get something that isn't for PvP. So something like that, like you're basically making them play something that they don't want to. Pretty close to that idea. And unfortunately, Ricky, that they always break something. That has been consistent since they took over the WWE franchise. Every year, they always break something. My brother and I used to always say, one step forward, two steps back with WWE games because you never get a one to one transition year to year. They always change something, and 90% of the time, that thing is not changed for the better. And yeah, this one's this is the worst possible scenario. This is the worst timeline. Oh, okay. Trying to adjust my camera here so that I'm a little bit more in focus here. But yeah, 2K games. How do I put it? They're not very talented as far as game developers go. And big example of that was 2K20 when they took over from Ukes and the absolute disaster that that game was because they clearly didn't know what they were doing. Now they actually had to develop the game as opposed to dictating to Ukes how to develop the game. And it's taken them this long, 6 years, and they still haven't gotten it right. That's, yeah. The only reason 2K Sports is even still up and running is because they make so much money year over year because of the yearly sports releases and all of the microtransactions that come out of the yearly sports games. That being NBA, I think PGA also, and WWE. I tell you what, they would love to get their hands on the NFL again, but EA Sports still has that license. They're pretty much doing the exact same thing. But yeah, shit's ridiculous. I assume there will be a point in time where I will stop talking about this, but it ain't gonna be anytime soon. Anyway, uh, new look, well, sort of, for Christian Phoenix. He is a lot more muscular thanks to the body morphing stuff going on there than in previous years, but he's still 240 pounds, which for some strange reason they classify as light heavyweight at 240. Um, okay. So what is 250 heavyweight? I'm not sure, but two, I think 25 is heavyweight in the UFC. I always went by that weight class distinction. So 225 to higher. So 250, 300, even though nobody is actually 300 pounds in the UFC. They don't have a super heavyweight division, but most guys in the heavyweight division ride around 220 to 250. Brock Lesnar was probably the biggest heavyweight in the UFC's history. Maybe Tank Abbott, I'm not sure. But 240 is heavyweight in most weight classes of most combat sports. But I guess WWE has to be different, as always. Yeah, that's probably what I is that I'm going to change about him, Chris, because if I do recall, Tyson had that hairstyle or something equivalent to it, but I want to keep it short because that was part of his whole metamorphosis over his year-long hiatus, his journey through the underground. So let's take this opportunity to look and see if I can find something different. Yeah, Tank Abbott was cool. if not a little overrated, but that's because he was from the early days of the UFC, where they pretty much let anybody fight. Like Tank Abbott in the current UFC would get railroaded. But back then, when it was like anybody can jump in, anything goes, yeah, he was kind of a star. He he was like messing around with WCW, I think. Like they wanted him to become a wrestler, but I guess he wasn't feeling the travel schedule, which is usually the case when anybody doesn't want to wrestle because you're traveling 300 days out of the year, and that's not fun for some people. Yeah, he was tough, but the problem in pro wrestling is that if you can just only throw punches, you're not really going to be able to work a match that well. Like you got to learn how to bump and uh, work with others to choreograph a match or call a match, that type of thing. And I don't think he was that coordinated. Yeah, be an actual wrestler, or at least have some form of background in grappling, because that's the reason why, say, Ken Shamrock and Dan Severn and Ronda Rousey, they all transitioned to professional wrestling flawlessly because they had grappling as a background, not necessarily wrestling, but grappling. Well, I think Shamrock was a college wrestler. Severin was a college wrestler also. And Ronda Rousey, obviously, she was judo, which is Japanese wrestling, basically, Japanese grappling. So those fundamentals of being able to get thrown down and taking that fall were already in them. So that worked. Tank Abbott was a street fighter. He doesn't do takedowns. He does punch you in the face at full power. uh, Now, if power slap were a thing back then, Tank would have cleaned up in that. That's for sure. How about this Caesar cut? We'll make that a candidate. Yeah, uh, Severin obviously was one of my favorites. I've created a car that's based off of him, which I'll probably do next. Uh, but yeah, he was a little too straight for wrestling. Like, if he'd have went to New Japan, he'd have been big because they favor those type of wrestlers that are more on the competitive side and not so much on the performance side. But again, he didn't want to travel. So that's how that goes. He's WWE. He was in the NWA. He was NWA heavyweight champion a couple of times. And then he's like, okay, I'm done. Oh, yeah, he was stiff for sure. But in Japan, they're all stiff. he'd have been he'd have been perfect. Imagine Severn versus like Kenta Kobashi or Misawa, or go even far back, like him versus Vader or Stan Hansen. Like those would have been some battles right there. Absolutely. And we don't want the crickets. Greetings, crew. Is just doing a little bit of revising. I'm not going to be on long tonight because I have work at early tomorrow. Got to be in there by 6:30. So we're just showing off and tweaking a few things. I don't want the spiked look. Maybe this the Cody hair. Maybe. Oh, that sucks. Sinus headaches. Those are never fun. Um, the hashtags will always be 3x CAW or XWA. So number 3 XCAW or XWA. But I have not yet uploaded anything. I still have to design the second attires for Phoenix and Ulrich here. Oh, really? Well, that doesn't surprise me. I was just talking about that to somebody on Twitter. Like, there hasn't been a single year that somebody has tried to copy or recreate my stuff. And it just comes with the territory. And I definitely don't think I'm using the old hair because right now the old hairstyles look terrible. I have a lot of new ideas. Yeah. Okay. That sounds good there, Meridian. And you can pull it off because you have 200 slots in 2K26. Like, there's so much good about the creation suite, but it just gets all soured because of this battle pass and island BS. I was on the server, the community creations this morning, and it was like trying to tab through, and it just blanked, like didn't load anything new. But yeah, like I said, they're still working on that one. In Brian Williams's infamous words, "We're working on it. We're working on it." But they'll fix the XP. They'll patch that super quick. Coincidence? Yeah. How about we make Phoenix look like Trump? No. is this stuff is pretty bad across the board as far as the servers are concerned, and that should be their priority, but we aren't too sure that it is. Oh, okay, Crow. The hashtags will be. Let me actually just write it down. In the chat there. It'll always be those two uh, hashtags when I do upload. Yeah, it might take a couple of years for them to fix the servers at this point. Yeah, there's always been stability issues with these games. Like every time you see patch notes come out, they'll say improvements to the game's stability while never actually explaining what it actually was that they were stabilizing. Because I don't even think they know. There we go. There's Christian Trump for you. All right, I gotta come up with something. Let's look at the cool hairstyles that you have to grind the island for. That would actually be good. But you gotta grind the island. So fuck that shit. Oh yeah. I wouldn't have even waited 30 minutes, Crow. Like if it's not up in like 3 minutes, just like okay. It's bugged. We ain't got time for this madness. Uh excuse me. I do have a few ideas actually, Meridian, as far as expansion. I am going to kind of expand the Purity brand. I don't want to call it a brand, it's its own promotion. So it's going to be a small roster, actually. So there'll be about 10 or so uh, competitors for the men's division and then 10 for the women's division. But the women's division is going to include a lot of current day female characters that I have that are non American, that I don't necessarily use a whole lot. So, for example, um, there's my Irish girl, Kira Braden. Uh, who else? There's Michaela Nystrom from Sweden. Who else? There's the two Russian sisters, Natasia and Ivana Zemanova. Uh, but there will be a couple of new ones. They'll mostly be male characters, though. But that's going to be like an expansion because I want that to be a thing as well. And I do have some other new ideas, but I'll just go through. Wait a second. Okay. He looks like Ronald McDonald here. Oh gosh, yeah. But there are ideas that I'm going to be throwing out there with the expanded slots. I was going to say roster. I guess we could call it a roster, but yeah. I've heard good things about Resident Evil 9. Like survival horror, like it's Resident Evil is not my thing, but I do respect a good game when I see it. I think we'll go with this one just to make him look a little less like Tyson. That'll be my winner for now. So we will accept that. Okay, that's a good concept for a character there. Russian slash Eastern European fixer type of character. Like they tried to do the Authors of Pain that way, and it didn't work out, unfortunately. But yeah, you can make it work though with the right characterization. Yeah, I think they probably had DLC planned for it anyway, but it just so happened to be really good at launch as it was. So, you know, that worked out for them. Now, I've seen videos about Resident Evil 9, and I think the whole thing with Grace, the character, is that they wanted to make that part of the game with her feel more like the old generation Resident Evil games, where you were more helpless. So that was more of the survival part of survival horror. And then with Leon's parts, it leaned more to the new generation. Like, so from Resident Evil 5 and onwards, when you could do more against the zombies and the monsters and stuff like that. Just let me kill zombies. Yes, it could only be so simple. I don't know what they were thinking with, well, you can say that for a lot of things the WWE does historically, but it's like that was the first time that they tried to do something with Seth Rollins, like to make him the leader of a thing. And every time it doesn't seem to work out because there was that where it was him, you had AOP, and then you had Buddy Murphy with him as the when Rollins was the Monday Night Messiah. That didn't work. They cut AOP, then they wound up cutting Buddy Murphy, and then he was back by himself. Then they do this new thing with the Vision, and he gets injured. So now that's not a thing anymore. And yeah, I don't know. They just needed to leave him alone, let him do his thing by himself, and just do something with everybody else that's a bit more creative than just throwing them into a faction. Uh, Leon, I guess he looks bigger. I mean, he kind of looks the same size to me that he did always. Maybe I'm not paying that much attention because he's he's not built as big as Chris Redfield. That's for sure. Yeah, Murphy is one of those what could have been type of deals. I don't know. They never really used him to his full potential because Murphy could have been a foundation for the cruiserweight division when WWE were trying to do that, but didn't pan out. They wind up putting the freaking belt on Enzo Amore of all people, and then it just went until they retired the belt again. And not to single out WWE, but AEW kind of didn't do much with the House of Black either. So it goes on both ends. But he's married to Rhea Ripley. So is he really losing? Not much. Not quite. He good. I think this is probably still on his page, his Instagram page, or maybe it's on Rhea's page, where he's like literally taking a selfie on a bed and he's using Rhea Ripley's ass as a pillow. And you had to see how many Rhea fanboys were raging in the comments. It was beautiful. Like, this man, like, no matter what he is doing or where he is, he's winning in life. Indeed, yes. That's like I kind of compare that to Ed O'Neill, the actor. He went from having Katie Seagal as a TV wife to having Sofia Vergara as a TV wife. Like, that's not an upgrade. That's going from A+ to A+. Like, you're on the same level. You're not going down. You're like going from it's like you used to drive a Porsche and now you drive a Ferrari. Like, you're still winning. uh, some guys just have all the luck. That's all there is to it. Oh yes. Like, as TV dad, he good stuff. Let me see if they have a long robe I can use. Do I want to use the Brawl Brothers? I said Brawl Brothers. I forgot what they called themselves. Harper and Row. That was their thing, using these robes. I want to give him a long robe, though, but not too raggedy. Let me see if I can change the material. How's vinyl gonna look? Or leather? Let's try leather. Leather kinda sorta works. We're just gonna keep pushing this and seeing if I can get it to look how I envision it to look. Because I still want his entrance attire to look like Sleep Token. Matte is good, yes. Matte is solid. But I want the shine deal. Let's see how images will look on this. Yeah. Um, and jujitsu also. I think he's a black belt in jujitsu as well. And we're talking about a guy who's pushing 60 plus. Like he's he's in pretty good shape. He is doing just fine. Can I throw this on his back? And how is it going to look when I do? Okay, that's sexy. Let's bring it down some. And stretch it out. Get it to cover that bottom half. Oh yeah, I like. I like a lot. Boss. I remember Cool Borders too. I'm thinking Too Extreme. But yeah, Cool Borders 2 and Too Extreme were made from the same developers. Cool Borders, well, uh, Too Extreme, was it the first one or the second one? I don't remember. But that was where we first learned of the metal band called Ultra Spank. And yeah, they did good shit. Let's see if I have that in my will it play? Come on. Now, it's not going through the speakers. Boo. Nope. I might have to close my iTunes. Yeah. See if that helps. The 90s were the time for the extreme sports games in their prime. It wasn't just Tony Hawk. You had Cool Borders, you had Too Extreme, you had Thrasher, you had what else was there? You had SSX and SSX Tricky. Tricky was my favorite one though. But yeah, a lot of good stuff back in the day. 90s and early 2000s were the best time for everything. Games, music, movies, TV, anime, all the best shit was between I want to say 95 to 2001, pretty much. Oh yeah, they like integrated Run DMC into like the soundtrack of everything. So when you got tricks, it was like tricky, tricky, tricky. Yeah, that was dope. Uh, SSX3 was pretty good too. That's the one I was thinking of. So I like Tricky because it had more characters, but SSX3 had a more refined system. It was smoother with the gameplay. But I was kind of heartbroken when I saw that they weren't putting Eddie back into the game. But they did put him in, but he just didn't have any voice. They used his model, but he didn't have voiceover because they couldn't get David Arquette to come back and do voiceover. And they didn't want to use the old voiceover that he had because then they'd have to pay him royalties. Such is the way when you use celebrities as voiceovers for video game characters. You're going to have to pay them. Like, who would have thought, right? Just saying. Oh, yes. Do I want to put a logo on the back there? But yeah, Jay and Silent Bob are goated, of course. You know what? No logo on the back. We'll keep it solid. I have not seen Dogma though. I still got to see Dogma. Like I've seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I've seen Mallrats. I've seen all of Kevin Smith's stuff except for Dogma. Mask. Look at all the masks that are locked behind the island. Fantastic. Good stuff. Even shit that was already in the game before. You know? Just lovely. It's absolutely lovely. Mildly infuriating. Oh, so you met Kevin Smith or Jason Mewes? Look, balaclavas. Awesome. But you gotta grind for them. The island pisses everyone off. You're not alone there, sir. 2K is gonna have to go bankrupt for them to learn that we don't want this shit. Like everybody's just gonna have to not pre-order anything anymore. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Yeah. Understandable, but yeah, Jason Mewes is awesome. Like from what I see in his interviews and stuff like that, like he's not as crazy as the character Jay is, but he's still a pretty awesome dude. It's material. Oh, this is gonna come out pretty damn good. Yeah, exactly. He's really chill. Probably because of the weed. But yeah, you know, who's counting, right? Make sure this doesn't stretch out too far. I'm going to get it right on the chin. Not overlapping anything. We want the eyes to hit naturally on the placement of the mask. Now we shall emboss. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Son of a bitch. You know what? Let's get rid of this locked shit. I don't want to look at it. Yeah, you can usually fix that by using the actually let me use this mask instead. Just make it all black. By making it the the cylindrical shape. But the problem with that is that you're not able to, you don't have the same amount of control on placement with the big shape as you do with the small shape, because it might just crop off at certain parts of the model where the polygons are different from each other. We're just going to turn this all black. Oh, so you took the plunge and paid the money to get the tears. Yeah. That's what 2K are banking on. I tell you what they're not going to be banking on. You know what? I got to cover the image up. They're not banking on people not pre-ordering 2K27 because of this shit. Let's change the material. Leather. Black. Boss. That should take care of that part. Yeah, you're not alone on that one, Crow. I was not going to get the next one anyway because that was just my plan. But everybody else nowadays are saying the same thing. It is going to bite them in the ass. It is going. They are going to suffer the consequences for this, and I don't want to be one to be all about negativity, but I'm going to enjoy watching it. It's going to be fun to watch. because you get what you deserve. And you deserve whatever backlash is coming because of this crap. Like, unacceptable. And yeah, like I said, this is like a little too wide. Not getting the coverage that I want to get out of this. Then again, nah. I need to sit like this, just without the stretching parts. And I think I will just actually go with the plain mask. I just don't like the neck part, but we're just going to ignore that. Except it's no big deal. Yeah, nothing's ever going to be as bad as 2K20, but this is pretty close. But the thing is that it's not because of gameplay issues. It is purely because of business practices. I think that's good enough. Let's not spend so much time on this part. And now we quick save. Because the last thing I want is to go through all that and have the game crash on me. Hasn't happened yet, but I've only actually been on the game for 13 minutes total. I know it's coming. Oops, what did I do? I hit random again. I'm trying to get to the freaking camera and I keep on hitting random. Well, luckily, I saved. So we just back out. And that, my friends, is why you quick save. There you go. So it's like nothing happened. Yeah. I had considered getting the PC version, but I already got a PS5 Pro. Like, you know, I spent the extra money on getting the Pro. I might as well use it. And then there was the stupidity that they're separating the the community creations again. Like you had it for 1 year, and then they took it away because of the island, and now we still don't have it because of this community creations bug shit. Like, will there ever be a day where I won't make some form of comment about 2K being incompetent? Probably not. That's just how it goes. But anyway, entrance gear done. The only thing I need to do now is the band to have the School of Hardcore logo on it, which is obviously a thing that I share across all of the characters that are from that particular dojo, if you will, including Riot himself. I have to make a new one in Photoshop, I believe. But yeah. Sleep Token inspired entrance attire. A little different from what I had last year where it was all zipped up. Because I want to show off a little bit more of the look. But yeah. I just got to do the second attire. And he will be ready. But exit. Oh wait, I do have to save because I have removed the logo from the coat. Quick save. I just want to show you all the entrance. I am trying to get as many done as possible. So I'm going to be blasting through all of my characters, at least the ones that I know I'm just going to be recreating one to one from the previous games, like Ulrich and Phoenix, because not really much I need to change about them. So I think, well, I'm obviously always going to be posting any new uploads or completions to my Twitter accounts, which is at OBFTG. I think I might do community posts here on YouTube also, just so that people are not moving around from platform to platform and might miss a few things. And maybe I'll do the weekly upload update videos that I had did back in, was it 2016 or was it 17? I don't remember. But yeah, I might do that also, just to let people know when it is that I've put up something new. Oh, well, yeah. That's going to happen because while you have 200 core slots, you only still have 80 upload slots. So certain ones will be removed to make room for newer ones, but I will be rotating. So older downloads that I've taken away, I will put back onto the server again a second or maybe a third time, depending. Cool. Yeah, so I probably will do more of the posts on this platform as well. But it won't be like one time only type deal. And I need to give this man some pyro in the entrance. What was I thinking? Good place. Ooh. Okay, where's the pyro? I'm gonna make it something else now. Yeah. If you're talking about Ulrich, I just used duplicates of the back tattoo and placed it on the torso. I just maneuvered it so that it goes onto the traps to cover up the blur effect from the back tattoo, stretching it out too far. I can show you the science in a second. Okay, now we got audio. Let me go ahead and... Whoops. Let's play this in its entirety with the music. I love his entrance. That tyrant right here is beautiful. Yeah. 10 out of 10. I rate. I guess I'll let you see Ulrich's entrance too, even though it's kind of incomplete because I haven't made his entrance gear yet. Let's go ahead and get the music ready. Come on, Mr. Mouse. Cooperate. The Brock Lesnar stuff is just placeholder. he is still just as big as he was in the previous game. Just to let you know. But yeah, 10 out of 10 again. Oh no, you're good. FM, that's fine. Gotta keep it discreet. Oops. I do that also too, just going all the way back to the main menu. One extra button pressed too much. Uh, yes, he is still champion. Just more my faction junk. But yeah, so as my story is going in for new content with the XWA/WWA, it's a year after the excuse me, the Trial of Kings tournament that I did a whole video series about. So the setting is 1 year after that, and Ulrich has been XWA champion for an entire year. But that's mostly because of the faction that he has behind him. You know, usually, as it is the case, whenever he's in trouble, he's got his guys that come in and interfere and stuff like that. So he's had kind of a Triple H type of run. And eventually somebody is going to knock him down a peg. We'll see who that is. Because the last video content that I made was the Only the Strong tournament, in which Christian Phoenix, spoiler alert, beat Ethan Ulrich in the tournament. So he has a win against Ulrich, but it wasn't a title match. It was a tournament win. But now Phoenix, from winning the Only the Strong tournament, now has a Money in the Bank type of deal where he can challenge for a world championship in the World Wrestling Alliance for 365 days. And he's already made his choice at the end of the tournament by telling Ulrich, I'm coming for you. So that's kind of a overarching plot there, but there's going to be more elements added on top of that in the form of some of the other wrestlers' characters that I'm going to be creating. So that's going to be the whole emphasis of the main event picture in the I said NWA, in the XWA on the takedown side. uh yeah, well, Ryzen still has a chance to get back in because he did lose against Ulrich, but that was because of outside interference. But he's still also a part of the main event picture. Pretty much as I see it now in the takedown brand, if you will, is gonna be Ulrich as the world heavyweight champion. Phoenix is kind of like a ghost type of character looming over the top. I got things that I'm going to be doing with him outside of the world championship picture, like using other characters to kind of build him back up. But then you got Ryzen, you've got Union King, who I already turned face, so there's that. Uh, and a few other characters as well. Like, I'm kind of picturing in my head who could also be viable challengers in that side of the thing. And then there's the conflict side, which is the new brand in case you didn't see. Let me see if I can pull that logo up on my X account. So, Conflict was the name of my brother's brand for his promotion, if you will, the CAW, Continental Alliance Wrestling. But I decided instead of having a separate brand, I could put them all together and merge, if you will, CAW into the XWA as one whole thing. And Conflict will be the second brand, or should I say, third brand. So there'll be Takedown, Girl Fight, which is the female brand, obviously. And then there's Conflict, which is this new logo and everything like that. So the details for that is that I'm converting the CAW championships into new XWA championships. So CAW World Heavyweight Champion, which is currently held by a character named Tomoa Momula, big violent Samoan guy that my brother made. That's now going to be the XWA Global Championship. So you'll have the World Heavyweight Championship, and now you have the Global Championship on the Conflict side. And Conflict is going to be mostly converted versions of characters that I'm making that my brother made, and also characters that I make that I'm not necessarily using a whole lot for takedown related stuff, for like the World Heavyweight Championship, National Championship, and the Pure title. So that's the plan right now. And then, if you weren't here earlier, I'm also expanding the Purity brand. So that'll be like a smaller roster of 20 characters, 10 male, 10 female, which again are going to use a lot of cross breeding, if you will, of characters that I have for the men's division and the women's division. The men's division is going to be more new characters, actually, that I have developed. And the women's division is going to be more diamonds, again, that I'm not necessarily using a whole lot for Girl Fight. Mostly the international ones, like the ones non-American. I said before, like Kyra Braden, who's from Ireland, Michaela Nystrom from Sweden, the Russian sisters, Ivana and Natasia, Tiffany Queensberry, Talena. She's going to be the world champion now. I'm going to do a match for that, actually. That might actually be my debut match for 2K26 of Talena, spoiler alert, actually beating Tiffany Queensberry to become the Purity Women's Champion. And now she's the final boss of that. And then there's the Murderer's Row of View Japan Pro Wrestling, which I had planned on doing, which is going to be based on all of my favorite legendary Japanese wrestlers, basically all boss characters, pretty much. Kenta, Misawa, Muda, Ultimo Dragon, which is obviously Aki-san, you know, Vader, who else? Bruiser Brody, like, yeah, that's. I'm looking forward to getting into that one because that's going to be fun. I've had that planned since freaking 2 years ago. I was going to pull it off or try to pull it off in 2K22 and 23, but just didn't have the time or the slots. But we're going to make it happen now because I got 200 slots to work with. Yeah, we're going to be a little busy. Yes, I will be doing my thing here, Devil Max, for what it's worth. Despite all of the controversy and outrage, I couldn't say no to 200 slots. Yeah, that all comes after the creation process. Then I'll be focused specifically and exclusively on just making new content here for the channel. And if one of those other wrestling games actually decides they want to release, then we'll give them a try too. Yeah, earlier the better. I mean, what I do usually is just start with all of the cars that I know I can convert fast. Like, I'm not really making any changes to their look because I'm happy with their look. And speaking of which, now it's time for me to figure out who I'm going to make next. Let's go back to the browser and open up my magic folders. Some of y'all have already seen this pretty much. I've got all of my content nice and tidy in their own individual folders. Yeah, like it's pretty much the wrestling code, which is in limbo right now, and Ultra Pro Wrestling, which they've only made a update maybe like last month it was, after being radio silent for almost half of a year. At this point, I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, because I don't know when or if either of those are ever gonna come out, and I couldn't wait for them. I'm sorry to say. Let me see. Do I have Travers's graphics? Because I said I was gonna make him next, just for fun, for funsies. I think I might have him in my Kings folder, as in Trial of Kings, because I made all of those characters simultaneously. Is he? Do I have him in the brands? Because he doesn't have logos per se for his gear specifically. He just wore branded gear, like, MMA style stuff. Maybe I will give him a logo. Hmm. We're going to have to think this one through. Let me try to go with somebody who I know does not require much thought. Actually, I think this might be a good opportunity to see how the women's side of the CAW creation stuff goes. So we're going to go ahead and upload Telena's stuff because I think I'm going to start with her. Oops. I know some people would probably want me to start with someone like Haley Jonas or Sierra K, but I've had this idea brewing in my head for a slightly new look for Talena. Not necessarily new, but just different based on this certain lady that I follow on Instagram who is breathtaking. I'll try to find her page if I get the chance. Show you guys what I'm talking about. But I saw her and I'm like, yes, this is Talena in real life. Like, this is her. Let me go to the face morphs. Completed. Look at all these face textures, people. I got stuff I haven't even used ever. I think what I'm going to do eventually is just dump it all somewhere. Maybe like a what you call a Google Docs folder or my Discord that I have not actually used in years. That might be a good idea. Just an archive for anybody who ever wants to use some assets for some cause. Now, I hope that the skin color checks out for the face because it's worked out pretty damn good for Ulrich and Phoenix, where I didn't have to go back into Photoshop and retouch the skin tones because they are too pale. So we'll see how that goes. But let me see if I can find this individual on Instagram. Where's my phone? I did my phone. I got two phones actually. I got the New York phone and I have the Vegas phone. The Vegas phone is the business phone. Don't ask. Oh, I got a message on Instagram. What is this? Who are you? Oh, someone sent me a video about not a video. What's his name? Jendi Tartakovsky. That's the artist who made Dexter's Laboratory and Samurai Jack. Didn't know he had a page. I'm gonna have to follow that. But I'm not finding what I'm looking for here. Hey. Me step away for a second while I go search this damn phone. BRB. Well, yeah, damn it. This would be time for a commercial if I had ads on. Oh, the phone is still on my damn scooter. Brilliant. Excuse me. Okay. And we are back. Good one, FM. Somebody save me. I mean, I do like how that effect looks like though, with the like slow fade in. Very, very dramatic. Very dramatic. But yeah. This is the lady in particular that I was talking about here. Her name is Marion Gbaya, and she has 1.3 million followers, and she's fucking awesome. Like, yeah, you'll you'll see in a second what I'm talking about. Let's scroll down. So maybe we don't want to be too risque, show off too much, cause copyright and stuff like that. But yeah, as soon as you decide you want to load Instagram, we're being very, very slow right now. I'm clicking in and nothing is happening. There we go. Video is not scrolling though. Come on. Let's keep the music off, however, for copyright reasons. But you can kind of see here. Uh, Found her profile and I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, that in essence is Telena's character in real life, right there. Like if I could only do something with the hair, because women's hair sucks in this game. But I haven't really seen all of the women's hair, but it has not been very detailed in the past. And you know what? She's like straight up frozen here. It's like not cooperating. What is going on? You're not helping me, internet. Not at all. Let me copy and paste because Opera, you suck. Or it could be that I have 22 tabs open. It might have a little something to do with it, but yeah. Let's paste this into DuckDuckGo, which is a far more superior web browser, in my honest opinion. What's going on, Perry? But yeah, look at the mindset stuff. Yeah, looking at her, I'm like, yes, yes. If Telena existed in real life, this is her. Let us ogle at some more awesomeness. I want to open the one with the back, but YouTube. I'm about to start working on Telena, the warrior queen. I just gotta download the stuff, but I just wanted to show what the I mean, she is not the inspiration for the character because I've been making the character since 2006. Like she's one of my old school people. But just recently finding this lady's Instagram profile was I was compelled to say like, yeah, that's her IRL. Like, just look at this. Like, goddamn. Like, it just wow. Like, I might be simping right now. Just saying. Can't play any audio because I don't want to get copyright stricken for this. But yeah, just look at this woman. Yeah, that look right there. I might actually try to see how she looks like with straight hair. Talena, that is. But okay, that's enough ogling. Let's get back to the game. All right, let's do this. Let's get tattoos. Then we do the logos. I'm just gonna kind of get started on her. Probably might not complete it all the way because I do have to go to sleep early because I have an early day at work tomorrow. Gotta be there by 6:30, and it is currently 10 o'clock on the West Coast. And I might want to eat something. Not sure. Oops. Already got you. Let's get the white tiger. This is also going to be my opportunity to look at the female CAW models because I have not done that. I've made Ulrich and Phoenix so far, so let's jump right into it. Uh, no, this is actually my first official 2K26 stuff for the year. He will be probably on the Underground King side, however, which I will be starting on eventually. I said I was going to have them all on one profile, but I've made a couple of revisions and decisions that are going to change that to where the Underground Kings characters I'll actually be creating and uploading from a separate profile. But I will be uploading or create. I'm not delaying the creation of certain characters from Underground Kings that obviously came from the XWA side of things. So you're not going to be waiting for me to create Riot, for example. He's on the short list. Like by the end of next week, he'll be uploaded, even though he's not an XWA character or such like that. I'm gonna be changing some things on him from his last appearance. Uh, I mean, I might do a wrestling attire, like traditional wrestling attire, just for anybody who wants to use them on an actual wrestling show, but he might be a little bit more street looking, so to speak, when you next see him. Or I could just easily do a one-to-one conversion, like a version one and then a revised version. Either way, I can take it a couple of steps. But here's the thing that makes me happy. Like one of the positives of this game is the fact that they really, really did improve the face morphing. Because I don't know about 2K25, but 2K24 after a while was just straight up bugged to where certain face templates you couldn't even use anymore. And that pissed me off. And they had no chance or no interest in fixing it because it came so late in the cycle. And it's like, no, buy the new game. Let's see if I can bring the lips up. Yes, I can. This pleases me. Now I want to see if I can get the skin tone to be just a little bit darker without being too light or having too much of a difference in color between the skin of the face and the body. And I think maybe my R trigger actually is busted. Sad face. Because I was having some issues playing the Division 2 the other day where I was trying to use an assault rifle and it was like burst firing, like the gun was jamming. I thought it was just like some online stuff. Nope, nope. It's my controller. It's just plain old busted. Always fun when a pro controller, air quotes, pro controller, that you spend $100 plus on breaks. Like, aren't they supposed to be sturdier? What's going on here? Um, I don't know if I'm liking the coloring on this face. So I'm gonna upload the alternate version I have and see if that looks better. I think it might. We're gonna take it to Photoshop first. Open Sesame. Where are we at? There we go. I think we need to revise this just a bit. Where's my magic wand tool? Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to delete it. Delete! And just make this a pure skin texture. Oh, no, you wouldn't be copying there. Nobody copies because everyone copies, if that makes sense. I made a video many years ago about my philosophy where basically I said that originals are not actually original. There is no such thing as a 1-to-1 100% original CAW made completely from the brain that was not inspired by something or someone in some other medium. Anybody who says that or tells you that is lying. I just got to make sure that the face lines up. Exactly. Exactly, Mr. Baller. You can at least pinpoint 2 to 3 inspirations from other places. Not even wrestlers, but just other things in existence that your CAW or characters took a cue from. What I'm trying to do here is replace that hair texture part, which may actually uh, get in the way on the CAW model itself, and just stretch out the entire skin texture into a complete edge to edge ping file, so that when I do stretch it out on the face, you won't see any of the outside stuff. It'll just be the face itself. Ah, the Dora Milaje. Yes. That was kind of sort of an inspiration for Talena. There's quite a few inspirations for her. There's them. There is Elena from Street Fighter 3. There was, I forgot her name, but she was a character from Arcane on Netflix. The the queen lady who had the big afro, like kind of like a Black Empire or African Empire in the League of Legends world. And she was kind of a cougar type of character. Also well built, very muscular. Now I'm just kind of afraid that this might be the opposite of the other face where it's too dark. But you know what? I don't mind her being dark. She can be chocolate skinned. That would make her a lot like, where is she at? Her. And that's kind of what I'm going for. Yeah. I mean, damn. Okay, let me stop. Back to Photoshop. Yeah, the pretty boy heel or the rich heel or a combination of both. That works. Tried and true. Like everybody will have their own version of those, traditional gimmicks, basically, because that's just what it is. Like MJF is basically that. He just, has a different execution of it, and that's really what it is. It's just different execution of the same traditional gimmicks or personas, if you will. It's just how you do it. Okay, so that's the stretch. I want to get rid of these streaks on the side just in case. So for that, we will use the stamp tool. I did all click, damn it. All right, I gotta make this brush a little bigger and smooth it out. You're also getting advanced level Photoshop demonstrations here. Because you can't do this shit in GIMP. Let's push the cheekbones in a little bit more. Even out our skin tone. And this should be fine for upload. I just want to see where the facial alignment is. I could probably blow it up a little bit more. Let's do that. Get the eyes to hit in the same places. Like I've used this template that I made for face morphs since I forgot when. And it's gotten to the point where I just remember where the placement is. I don't even need the outline anymore. All right. That'll work. Let's bring that back up. That is kind of messy. We're going to use the old Jason Jones texture also as a little background to help keep the audit transparency. And yeah, let's save this. PNG file. Selena 2. And see how it looks. Oh yeah, Photoshop styles That's the secret sauce to logos. Like I still use the same styles I've downloaded for literal decades. I forgot when I put that video out, but yeah, it's been a while and I'm still using the same ones. Like you can actually go in and edit the existing styles to make them look different or variations of the same one. It's like infinite customization. If you're creative enough to figure out what it is that you want to make or how it is you want it to look. All right. Whoops. No, we need the face texture. Face photo. To Lena 2. Where you at? Oh yeah. 2000. You're good. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning. Back to the game. Back to the image manager. And grab our new face. I think that's going to look a lot better. Defaults. Yes, we have a winner. Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's get this onto the model. My gosh, that's fucking flawless. The only criticism I have is the resolution, but whatever. We ain't stressing that. Are the lips too low? Let me see if I can bring those up. Oh, we got it. We got it. Yep. Yeah. We are not going to have to do much to alter this. Let's drop the edges of the eyes down. Everything hit the model perfectly. That's what I'm talking about. Let's brighten her up a little bit. We want that chocolate brown. Perfect. Freaking perfect. Let's change the face structure to give her a little more power. Where my dots at? They made the dots so small you can't really see them unless you're like looking in. Oh, wrong one. We need this one. There. There. Lovely. Just admiring. Just admiring. I don't do many black girl CAWs, but when I do, oh gosh. She is a winner. We're only just getting started though. Body. Yeah, she's built different in case you were wondering. Like I said, she's a boss character, so she's basically a match for the biggest, strongest, and fastest amongst all of my female characters. Yeah, we want those shoulder caps, the boulder shoulders, Becky Lynch style. And a little more defined forearms. See, this is what makes me the most happy. Now you can finally have a muscular female build that has, bigger than a C cup boobs. Even though I did hear that some parts will actually shrink the boobs back down. I don't know if it's a glitch or something, or if it's just the way certain attires are designed, but she shows off a lot of her body in her ring gear, so I don't think that will be a problem here. Do you want the Jade Cargill abs? No, I want more definition. See how this looks. Definitely a wider back. That works. Let's start with the buttocks, because that proportions along with the hips. I know she black, but we don't want that big of an ass. No, we want the what we like to call, what I like to call, fitness booty. It's got size, but it's not, you know, badonkadonk. I think that'll work. Now we'll do the legs. There's got to be some defined muscular legs here. I think that's the closest we're going to get. This has more quad action. I think that's what we want. Just defined quads to emphasize stronger legs. And the same with the calves. The Naomi. Yes, exactly. I think we're good on the build. Height and weight, skin color. Yep. We are ready to place the tattoos. Actually, we might as well go with the hair. Do we have something anywhere close to an afro aside from the freaking Haku afro? Doubt it. That's the one I've always used because it's the only one that you can use headbands with. But we might be changing things up this year. That one as well. Let's just go ahead and see how it looks. Right now, this is all placeholder. Certain things might change. Subject to change without notice. Let me see what kind of accessories I can add with this hairstyle. If they actually made that possible. Headwear. And lo and behold, most of it's locked. Surprise, surprise. Could still use a headband though. That's good, I guess. You know what? I'm not too mad about that because what it is that I'm actually going to do with the headband. And I will, in fact, be able to do what it is that I usually do. forgot to download the crest. Fook. All right, well, we'll do that later. I made her. She's one of the first ones that I made, actually. But then I stopped making her after a while. And then I restarted making her I want to say in 2K19 or 2K18, one of those two. But she was actually one of the first CAW formulas that I had put out. Many, many moons ago. Let me see if I can actually find it. Probably won't be pictures, but there will definitely be a formula. Yeah, the Image Shack links have been long dead. Way long dead. But yeah, that was the formula for her that I made on the cause.ws forum way, way back in February of 2006. So yeah, I've been around for a while. And I got the receipts to prove it. Alright, we're going to keep the headband there because I was going to put her crest logo on it, but I didn't upload it. So just keep that for later. Focus on the tattoos. Oops, wrong place. I need to be in appearance. Lower, left. Wrong side. Right facing tiger goes on the left leg and vice versa. And 185 is safe. Copy. Let me just replace the image. Oh, you won't let me get away with that, won't you? Lazy asses. See, what should have happened was that the image would just copy one over and I wouldn't have to do any resizing. But I guess that's too advanced of a function for 2K to make happen. Oh yeah, I remember all that stuff. that body morphing video is actually still my most uh oops, most watched, most views on my channel. Nice to know that information was still relevant, even though we have a more streamlined process to it here now. All right, leg tattoos are done. Let's go to the arms. And the Asian faces one too, because I don't remember if I did was it a video? I think it was, but yeah, that that was something that had to be addressed because oh gosh. I I was not a fan of seeing Asian or Japanese calls all with like freaking slanted eyes. Like, no, no, Asian people don't look like that. Yeah. Here's how you do it. Let's rise this up. You know what? I'm just gonna do wraparound. But I wanted to hit the shoulders. If it weren't for this accursed fading. Like most of the time I ignore it, but in some cases it is a pain in the ass. Let me see if I can go from the chest and get it to look how I want it to. Sweet. Happy to hear that they were, useful. That was always my intention, you know. There actually was a time in the car community where people, helped each other to make better shit because that, just made everything better for everybody. And somewhere along the way, people decided, oh, I'm going to keep this information to myself. I want my stuff to look better than everybody else's. Eventually, people just learn how to do it for themselves. Like, you can't keep a secret for very long before people find out what the secret is and then start using it. Then you're not a special snowflake anymore. But that was always my thing. If I ever found any new tricks or techniques or whatever, I would always share it. If it wasn't a video, I would post on the cause.ws forum. Like, look at this thing. Here's how you do this thing. Like, there was a thing uh, during the SmackDown versus Raw days where you could actually create abs on a female CAW because you didn't have abs on the female CAW model. So if you wanted to make a, strong woman or something like that, they would have normal looking abs. Until we found out that if you put body hair on the CAW model and just dropped the opacity on it all the way to zero, all of a sudden she would have abs because I guess the texture or polygon, whatever it is that they had for the body hair, was for a male CAW. But you could use it on female CAWs for whatever reason. You could do all kinds of crazy shit back in the SmackDown versus Raw days. But we found out that if you drop the opacity, then you can give a female CAW abs. And it's like, okay, that's cool. Let's let everybody know. And that's what we did. Fast forward to now in the 2020s, even the 2010s, nobody would have told anybody how to do that. If anything, they'd have probably been like, oh, you can find out if you go to my Patreon or send me a Cash App link. Yeah. I'm ranting about the call community like an old man. I just realized. Wow. Well, shit, I am an old man. 20 dang years. I've been doing this for as long as some creators have existed in this plane of life. So I've earned the right to sound like a crotchety old man about shit. Like, why are you being such a grouch? Because I can, damn it. Shut your face. I don't want to hear it. Now, I do know that I'm missing music out of the stream, so it does kind of fill in the silent spaces. I just have to cook up a playlist on Spotify that is um, YouTube friendly, like non copyrighted stuff. Or maybe make a playlist out of my iTunes because I have a whole lot of non copyright music. But that's something I'll do in my off time. That's the arms. Now we do the back. Can't see what I'm doing because of the hair. But I think I can make out the placement decent enough. Just hope it's not fading. I don't think it's fading. But oops, keep that where it is. I'll give you another pearl of wisdom here, in case you don't know. I've probably said this before, but there is a secret, not really a secret, but a science to tattoos, basically based on skin tones. Uh, Something else that me and my brother had basically, came up with through research and so on, or finding out information from other people that we shared to other people as far as tattoos goes. Um, the color shading is important, and I'm going to try to see if I can find the template that I use. Or actually, open up Photoshop here and see if I can remember what the file name was. Uh, Let me see if it's in my brother's discs graphics. I don't think I can find the visual aid here, but basically, general rule of thumb for tattoos, don't use black. That's the short answer. Don't use black. The long answer, however, is that based on the skin tone of the characters you're creating, you want to use either a bluish black tone or a greenish black tone to represent how tattoo ink would look like on the skin, because tattoo ink is transparent, it's not opaque, which means it will never actually be full black. Opaque is full black. That means no light passes through the color. Light doesn't pass through black. That's the reason why sunglasses block out the sun. Or, blackout shades. They call them blackout shades because they block out the sun. That's pure black. Tattoos are not pure black. They'll take on the shade of the color of the skin that the tattoo is on. So, for melanated folks like Telena here, it will take on a bluish tone. I don't know if you can see because I think my video quality is a little more saturated than what it is that I actually see on my screen, but the tattoo art has a bluish tone to it because that's how it would look like on brown skin. Same thing if you look at, tattoo on a black person or a Samoan person, Pacific Islander, anybody who has melanin in their skin, brownish skin. The tattoos are going to look, when they fade or break in, more of a bluish tone. Whereas on a non melanated person, that being a white person, an Asian person, light skinned Hispanic people, they will have a greenish tone to them because that's how it fades on their skin. So, yeah. All your tattoo artwork patterns that you have on your save file, just, kind of put a color overlay on them and make them bluish if they're going on a black person and greenish if they're going on a non black person. You're welcome. And I do believe the base body is done. I might want to put some new ink on the top surface of the chest to match my new inspiration for her, because she's got tattoos on her chest. I won't say boobs, but yeah. I just want to try to see what they are. If I can match the design somewhere in some way. I love when she does that. I'll figure it out. But yeah, still work in progress. I just wanted to get the base taken care of here. Now we quick save so we don't lose our progress here. And we will continue on with the creation of the Warrior Queen Talena on my next stream, which will be at some point tomorrow afternoon, because it is 11 o'clock right now, or going on 11 here in Las Vegas, and I got to be at work tomorrow at 6 a.m. So I have roughly 12, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 hours of sleep. Not even. That's more like 6 or 5 hours of sleep. Because I have to be there by 6:30, which means I have to leave here by 5:30. So yeah, it's time for bed. Uh yeah. Good to be back on stream here. Like this is almost second nature for me. Oh, you got 1 hour left at work? Cool. You got this far, you can make it. You can do it. You you're gonna be all right. But yeah, it's just feels natural for me. Like this in between time between games is like kind of a limbo for me. Okay, yeah, you're in good shape. Cause WWE games have been my game for 20 years. And the only other close game I could have to that, as far as how long I've played it, would be the Destiny franchise, that being Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. That's over 10 years. In case you're not aware of it, if you don't pay attention, Destiny 2 right now is not in good shape. It's kind of dead because Bungie seems to be focused specifically on Marathon, which is about to die anyway because it ain't doing too well. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I'm back here and it just feels like home to me doing this, which is why I can kind of steam a little bit over this freaking battle pass shit, but I can still come in and do my thing with what it is that is there, because that's always been what I've done. Like, very rarely have I ever made any content that uses DLC in the first place, because I wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to get my stuff. So that's not a problem, sort of. It is a problem, but I can work around that. And just the vibe of creating here, and even better showing you the process of it, is something that I enjoy personally, and it kind of it's therapy in a way for me, considering the fact that past couple of years have not been very kind to me. So I enjoy it, and I'm glad you guys who stick around do enjoy it as well. What do we say here? How to make street attires look like a boxing example. Real quick, for a street boxer, I mean, you would definitely want to maybe look at. I'm not gonna say Steve Fox because he doesn't dress street. Steve Fox from the Tekken series, he's kind of more like a. It's kind of hard to explain what Tekken style is. It's really drippy. You don't want drip. You want grit. So, uh, we will go to another um, Namco franchise here, which is kind of what it is that I plan on doing when I get into the Underground Kings type of stuff. And there it is. That's his name. I forgot his name. Boom. Let me blow this up here. Use this as your base, because I'm going to use it as mine as well, so whatever. This guy right here, Grim from Urban Rain. Not just Grim, also, what's his name? The leader of his gang. Is this gonna... Oh, that's a bad quality video. Jesus Christ. It's PlayStation 2, so what do you expect? But if I click it, will it give me a better look? All right. So yeah, there you see Grim from Urban Rain, and what was... I forgot the name of the leader of his gang. It's got to be further down on this page. But in essence, you want to give him kind of like a training gear look. So stuff like hoodies, jackets, maybe like maybe a tank top or sleeveless if you want to show his like arm strength and power. Obviously, he's got to have gloves, either the fighting gloves, the UFC gloves, or hand wraps. And then just be creative with logos on the attire, like, shirts, pants, that type of thing, because you don't want them to look plain. Like, obviously, I come up with my own brands, like fake brands. You got Knockout for Tap Out. You have Overshield for Under Armor. You see the motivation there, the means to the madness. Pretty much. Have I ever actually made I don't think I actually put a video out for him. But I do also have a boxing style character that I had featured in the Trial of Kings. I might have profile picture of him still somewhere. That is Urban Rain. Let me type it in here. Which was an awesome beat 'em up game that was made by Namco. PlayStation 3, I believe. Like, it came out around Tekken 3 era. And yeah, it never got sequel, unfortunately. They haven't even made like an updated version of the game, even though fans of the game have wanted Namco to create what do you call a remastered version for current gen, but hasn't happened. Probably won't happen, but still, damn good game. Very fun, challenging stuff too, and good characters. Awesome character design. That's one way to go if you wanted to look at more underground type of looks. That's one of my inspirations for everything, pretty much. The Tekken universe, Urban Rain, Fight for New York. That's another one to look at. Def Jam, just for the inspiration. Where is he? There he is. Now, unfortunately, it's only a profile. Like, I actually have to remake him from the ground up because I only ever made him in 2K19 for the Underground King story. But you got this guy. Perfect example. Aggressor Sample, who is based off of a character named Rob Python from a SNK game called Bariki 1. Let me show you him, actually. There you go. Not a whole lot of images of him because this is like a very, very obscure. Wow, that's like so low quality. Jesus Christ. Is a very obscure SNK game. I don't even think it was even released in the US. Just like arcade in Japan. But yeah, there's got to be some more freaking artwork of him. Let's go to Fighters Generation. There we go. There we go. Much better. But yeah, more traditional look. Like like I said, you would probably want to replace anything of boxing gloves with the UFC gloves, but pretty much get the idea. How to make a boxing type character, a more traditional looking one for a wrestling game. Kind of like Brock Lesnar's look, pretty much, for that more classic boxer look. And then for a street look, you would go training gear, basically. X trainer, yeah, that works. That's perfect. I can see how that would look like, the X, and then you got trainer in the middle. That'll work. Yes, make that happen. Do some color variations. If you have Photoshop, use styles to like change the color. That's good stuff. That'll work. All right. We're strolling down memory lane here. We're giving some quick tutorial tips and creative inspiration. Like we're just all over the place here. Love it. Love it. But yeah, I do gotta go now because we need some rest and I don't have a whole lot of time for it. So I will be back on again probably maybe about 4 o'clock or so, no later than 5 o'clock Western Pacific time tomorrow. And we will finish Talana and see who else we decide we want to work on. Because I'm off the next day, so I'll have a whole lot more time to do stuff. Yes, thank you for popping in and hanging out. FM, Perry, Ricky, Devil. Who else am I missing here? Crow. Everybody. Like I said, good to be back. Really cool. Love doing this stuff. So we'll keep it going tomorrow. And on that happy notes, I will see y'all mañana. Good night and Good luck. I'll come up with a better parting line than that. Yeah, we'll work on that. Deuces.